Today on the channel, we take a look at two Hasbro Pulse Marvel Legends exclusive with the Skrull Army Builders and the Invisible Woman. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today we've got the Hasbro Pulse exclusives, Invisible Woman and Skrull Army Builder packs. But for all your Marvel Legends needs that aren't Hasbro Pulse exclusives, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. So some interesting Hasbro Pulse exclusive items. I think this Army Builder idea is absolutely genius, getting us Army Builders cheaper packaging, because guess what? You're Army building, most likely you're not Army building in the package. You're doing it something like loose. That's probably the way most people are doing it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this is perfect. Minimal packaging, keeping the cost down because people are going to be opening these ones up anyways. So fabulous idea. We've got the SHIELD agents, of course. We've got the Hellfire Club guards. We've got the ninja, the hand ninja. So I think we'll be seeing more of that in the future, and I think we'll see a lot of it with Star Wars. You'd have to think they're leaving money on the table not doing it with Star Wars. G.I. Joe, we're seeing an Army Builder pack as a fan channel. Could we see some of that to Hasbro Pulse? I'd have to say so. Put your business hat on. There's too much money on the table to pass that up. So cardboard Army Builders, way of the future. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to see where it goes from there. And we're going to start with ladies first, as we always do, with the Invisible Woman, Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four. Very interesting that the clear version of the Invisible Woman was the Hasbro Pulse exclusive. I guess it does make a little bit of sense. I guess you could have went either way with this one, but I'm glad they did release this one, as this was one of the hardest figures to find way back in the original Toy Biz days. The clear version, that and Rhino were the two hardest Toy Biz figures I ever had to track down, and we'll talk about the Rhino one day. This one we ended up finding eventually. It just definitely took a while, but a very cool idea, and I'm glad they're re-releasing it all these years later with a lot of odes to the past. I think that is pretty cool. As usual with these Hasbro Pulse exclusives, we saw Johnny Storm, of course. Very similar outer shell packaging. Like that a lot. Fantastic Four. Nothing on the sides, nothing on the back, but I wanted to point that out. See you later. Goodbye. Very cool. And then you get the traditional packaging as it floats its way in here. There is old Sue Storm. I love the Fantastic Four retro packaging, much like I love the Spider-Man packaging, the X-Men packaging. Just hits you in the nostalgia feels from when you were a little kid. I vividly remember finding these waves and buying all these figures, watching the cartoon way back in the day. We got Fantastic Four, you got that cool animated shot there, the name, Marvel Comics old school logo up top. Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, Marvel's Invisible Woman. And you got a little invisible graphic of her. And then she is invisible in the package as well. How fitting. But I really do like this, and we'll compare it to the other Invisible Woman figures that we've gotten from Marvel Legends recently as well. On the back here, got that old school cross cell that I absolutely love, just like the old packaging. We've got the blurb, we've got glamour shots, you got Fantastic Four, you got Marvel, you got UPC's warnings, all that stuff nobody cares about. Let's see what it says on the back of the package for the old Invisible Woman. After receiving superpowers, Sue Storm Richards co-founds the Fantastic Four and emerges as the single most powerful member of the group. Is she the most powerful member of the group? I guess in some ways. I don't know. They're a team to me. They're by themselves, they're not as strong as a team, is how I've always felt the Fantastic Four, but maybe she is the most powerful. I guess I haven't really given it a whole lot of thought. Maybe I'll ponder that before my head hits the pillow tonight. We'll see. And I'll let you know what I come up with. But let's get her out of the package. Let's see what all the fuss is about here. There it is. Little plastic prison. See you later up high. See you later. Little Spider-Man style. Psh, see you later. There it is. And then we get the old plastic prison. It's like I'm not even reviewing a figure here. It's all invisible. Nobody can see it. I don't see anything. Where do you... I could just be holding this up. Here she is. She's truly invisible. But there she is in the plastic prison. She's got two hands. It looks like two fists. Even when you're invisible, you need some fists. So you can throw some haymakers if you need to when you're invisible. She does have that shield and the figure. See you later. Goodbye. All right, let's get down to it. So the fist, everything's just translucent. It is clear. We've seen kind of clear, translucent plastics in the past with Marvel Legends, but this one takes it to the proverbial next level as it's 100%, but you get two fists on her. We always appreciate that. Then you get her shield, a little magical shield action here, just like we've seen with the other Sue Storm figures in the past. This one is 100% clear though, so you got a little invisible shield. It's okay. It's okay for what it is. And then you get the Invisible Woman figure here. It is looking like it is the same head sculpt she had in the past with the regular release, just translucent, clear again. It's a very smoky kind of clear. It's not crystal clear, like a crystal clear Pepsi. It's not like that. It's just a regular clear. And you can see the joints and all that kind of stuff, which does take your eye away from it a little bit, but I go back to the old school one. I thought it was such a neat thing to do when I was playing. You'd have her sneaking through, listening in on Dr. Doom, and doing things people do when they're invisible. We've seen the Invisible Man, horror movies. Now we're getting the Invisible Woman, who's a little bit nicer, I would say. Articulation-wise, same articulation as the last one. You've got the ankles, of course. You've got double-jointed knees. You've got the thigh swivel. Very tight joints on this one, I should commend. She can't really do the splits. She's about like that. It does stop her. She does have the little diaphragm action going on. The arms go up, down, all around, of course. Double-jointed elbows. Nope, single-jointed elbows on her. Hands removable, moving around. Head easy removable. Yep, pops right off. Very simple. So we do like that. So you can do some stuff with this one. Now, historically, over the years, translucent plastic has always, there's something in the chemical, and I'm no scientist, I don't claim to be one, but usually those figures get a little brittle with age. I'm not sure how this one will hold up, but some older figures that are translucent like this, Masters Universe Classics, that Tila, that's the Green Goddess one, that one is prone to breakage. There's other figures over the years prone to breakage. I'm not sure if this one will have that fate. I guess we'll wait and see, but it does seem pretty sturdy to me. It is interesting how you can see, if you look really close at like her abdomen, it looks like there's a 2 in there and a 3. You can see through the plastic. You can also see the stamp on her thigh there. That does definitely take away from the figure being invisible and stuff. But this is definitely a niche figure. This is a figure that isn't for everybody. It depends how deep into the Fantastic Four you are. She does not fit on a stand. That is always unfortunate. You guys know we love it when our figures fit on a stand, and she's just not going to do it. She's not going to cooperate. It is okay. I don't think this figure does not blow me away by any means. Of course, we got different ones of her over the years. Got a little bit of translucent action with this one. This is the old Walgreens exclusive, if you remember that one. So we do have the Walgreens exclusive. We do have the regular Marvel Legends line of the Invisible Woman, Sue Storm here. We have that one from the past. And then the most recent one, a lot of people do not like the head sculpt on this one, but it is identical to this figure. For those of you keeping track at home. Very, very interesting here. But yeah, it is the exact figure, just clear. So there's really no changes. A deep cut, not for everybody. I mean, does everybody need one of these? It's kind of like Johnny Storm, too. Do you want him as Human Torch? You want him regular? Same thing as Invisible Woman. You got to choose your own adventure. Maybe you need both of them. It's whatever you want to do. But it is what it is. I don't know if it sets the world on fire. I would say my verdict is it is a perfect Hasbro Pulse exclusive. That's the kind of stuff. Not something people are going to go crazy for. Something that's a little bit more niche. That's the way to do it through Hasbro Pulse, which leads us to the Army Builders, a perfect place for Army Builders. These probably wouldn't sell so hot at retail by themselves in this kind of packaging, but online via Hasbro Pulse, it makes a lot of sense. And packaging, very minimalistic here, very economical friendly, very recycling friendly. Of course, you got the Skrull right there. And I believe the packages go together. Yeah, maybe not. I thought they did. I thought they went together. They don't, but they don't go together. But yeah. Skrull's doing Skrull things back there in the package. We'll compare it to some of the other Skrull figures we have in my collection here later in the video. But there's that. Nothing too fun on the sides. You got a little artwork action. Artwork action over there. Plastic-free packaging except tape and glue, it says. Can't even see the back, but warnings, UPCs, that kind of stuff. See how this comes. Get the old instructions. See you later. See you later, box. Get out of here. Now, we're seeing this with Hasbro, and the G.I. Joe team mentioned it on the last G.I. Joe live stream that a lot of weapons are going to be in this kind of paper action here. Well, we get the figure here in this. Fortnite figures, we unboxed one of those on the channel. Same thing. It was kind of in a paper type bag. So very interesting. Very easy to rip, very easy to tear out. But I guess it must be cheaper than your, baggies or whatever. But see you later. There it goes. All right, Super Skrull. So now, I like this a lot here. I like what I'm seeing. As if you guys can see, I did pick up 2 of these, and I'm glad I grabbed 2 of these because you got 2 different heads, so you can have one with one head, one with the other. You got 2 weapons here, so each one can have a weapon. I like that idea. So it does help your army builders look a little bit different. So I am here for that all day long. I guess getting down to the weapons here, this looks like a hairdryer to me. But it's a very scientific space ray type gun going on. Nice silver with a lot of decor on this one, a lot of molding into it. And then you got the nice purple to break up the gray. So very good hairdryer. And then you got the big old blaster gun here. Very cool. No extra colors on this, but a lot of molding. And I don't think we've seen this gun before in the Marvel Legends lineup. So I think this is first time in the line. As far as I remember, if not, you guys let me know in the comments down below. But very cool. 2 different weapons. Really making it feel like I have 2 different Skrull figures in my collection that way. So I like that. And then you get the head. You get one with kind of a mad face, and you get one a little bit madder showing his teeth. So I appreciate the 2 different heads going on. He even has bloodshot eyes in both of these. It looks like he stayed up for weeks. I don't know what's going on. But very cool, very Skrull-esque as it should be. And then you get to the body. This is the same buck. I always hate the word buck, but that's what it is. It's this buck we've seen a million times. Does got the nice butterfly shoulders on here. An older buck, but it is still not terrible. I don't hate this as much as some people do. But you got double jointed elbows on it. Of course, the wrist move, the bicep swivel. Talked about the butterfly shoulders. Tons of range of motion here, all over the place like we're used to. Head up, down, all around. A lot of look up there. You can look way towards the sky, way down towards the ground. Tons of articulation in the head, and the head, of course, removable. You get the waist articulation. You get the big ab crunch going on, so he can do his exercises if he needs to. You can do whatever you want. Thigh swivel, of course. Double jointed knees, then ankle articulation. Nothing out of the ordinary with this body that we haven't seen in the past. Very, very cool, though. I like this one. I like this weapon. I think each of these guys are going to be double fisting their weapons is how I'm going to have them. But he looks really good. He's got the hole in the back here, which obviously works with some figures, not with him. It's just a bit of an eyesore. He does fit on a ringside collectible stand, of course, perfectly. So a lot to like about these army builders. I think it is a very neat concept. I think people that love the Skrull, now they can get as many as they want. And I think Marvel's hope, Hasbro's hope, is to eventually have these as like steady stock online, so you can order as need. I think that is a great way to go to market with these. I hope it's not just, bam, they sold out, they're gone forever. Keep these available. You never know how people's collections change. You can go back, get these. It's not Spider-Man. It's not the Punisher. It's not main characters. It's army builders. Have them up there forever. Who cares? That's what I think. That's my 2 cents. Then we get some other Super Skrulls like we talked about. I got the Super Skrull. I got regular Skrull. I made a regular Skrull out of the Fantastic Four-Way from that Invisible Woman we talked about. He was the Build-A-Figure, and I was able to build a regular version with the different arms and stuff. So I have a regular version Skrull right here. He is bigger than these Army Builder ones. Maybe he'll be a more leader type one. I'm not sure exactly what I'll do with him. Maybe I'll stick him on a stand, see if he fits, just so he stands up here. There we go. So I got this one that I made, from Build-A-Figure parts, getting extra Build-A-Figure parts to get this one. So we got that. And then, of course, the big old Super Skrull. When I think of Skrulls, this is what I think of. This is how I first was introduced to the Skrull population, people, aliens, whatever you want to call them. In the comic books back in the day, this was my first incarnation. I always thought this was really cool. A guy that has all the powers of the Fantastic Four all wrapped into one. Always thought that was really cool. So I'll display all these guys together somewhere on my shelf, maybe against the Fantastic Four, maybe in a cosmic shelf. Not exactly sure where I'll put these, but I'll find a home. I always do find a home. But very cool, very neat idea with these army builders. I like it a lot. I hope to see more of this. I hope I see some more of this in the G.I. Joe ranks, because I love buying Alley Vipers, but if I could get an Alley Viper for $14 instead of $21, whatever the math checks out to be, I'd rather buy them in this economical package, save some money since I am unboxing these. So we'll see what happens in the future. I wouldn't be shocked to see Alley Vipers in their street gear, the street camo or the yellow camo, maybe released in this one day, getting the most out of your molds, make it as an army builder. We could see that happening with a lot of different lines. I guess use your own imagination for all the Hasbro properties of what army builders they could do. And they got a lot they could do, especially in Star Wars land. Oh my gosh, that's just printing money, you would think, at this point. But we'll see what happens with Hasbro. But what do you guys think of these two? Did you pass on these? Did you go to Hasbro Pulse and pick these up? Let me know in the comments. Hasbro Pulse membership for the free shipping is really worth it if you buy a lot of different toy lines. If you only buy one, maybe it's not. But if you're buying Marvel, you're buying G.I. Joe, you're buying other things like that, Fortnite, whatever you're into, it does pay off. At least I find through the exclusives alone, as there's a lot of exclusives throughout the years, as we know. But let me know your thoughts on these scrolls. Of course, follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, ProWrestlingTees.com. Support the channel. And don't forget the Patreon link in the description below. If you like this kind of content and a whole lot more, that's the place for you. And then, of course, give this video a thumbs up. You made it this far, you might as well. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that fun stuff. So for the Invisible Woman and the Skrull and the Super Skrull, I am the Super Kyle. I will see you guys all real soon.